12 rounds, ding ding, sick and tired of the
Welcome back to Post Fight, another edition from Causeway Bay's Times Square. While Hong Kong is in chaos outside, we are here in the relative comfort of Times Square Tower 1. To my left is Chris Edwards Bailey. To my right, the returning Andrew McNichol back from holiday in Korea. I am Nick Atkin. We are your hosts of Post Fight. And this week, we're going to be breaking down the huge show that was in Manila. I was there. Masters of Fate 1 Championship. Team Lakay with a clean sweep. 3-0 at the Mall of Asia Arena. Chris, overall thoughts on the show?
Thought it was a great event. They was put on great events in Manila. Absolutely fantastic. Everything you wanted. Good combination of a few good Muay Thai fights. 3 homeboys winning. Well, 4 if you go further down the card. Great fight with Stamp. So it was a good card all round. How did you find it there?
Well, it was bloody loud. My ears popped for the main event when Joshua Passio retained his strawweight title. Did it come off as loud on TV as it was in the arena? Because it was bloody loud there.
Yeah, you could definitely feel it build as the event went on. I mean, it really got loud. I was surprised how loud it was for the Stamp fight, because she's obviously super popular. But then obviously with the 3 home fighters in a row, Folayang and the main event, I think, really got big, loud cheers.
Andrew?
Stamp got all the fans because she did that.
The stamp dance. We love the stamp dance.
Yeah.
We'll get to the stamp dance.
Sorry, I was getting a little embarrassed there talking about K-pop.
Well, I'm going to need your expertise on that subject. We're going to go straight to the main event. Joshua Passio. Andrew, talk us through what happened.
Yeah, main event, Joshua Passio versus Rene Catalan, both from the Philippines. So obviously it would have been, a barnstormer over there. Strawweight World Championship, Passio winning by round 2 submission via arm triangle. What were you guys thinking?
Yeah, he was in trouble, Passio, first round. Crowd was a bit worried. Rene Catalan was working him over for, I believe, what was a heel hook.
Yep.
Is that how it came off on TV? It's really hard to see what the hell was going on. Because we're in the media, we're like level with the ring canvas in your seat, so you have to stand up and kind of go and hide in the corner just to see what's going on in the ring, or look up at one of the screens. But I always feel that's cheating. But yeah, it looks like Rene had him in trouble for a while, but he persevered, got through that first round, and then second round took him down, and it seemed like it was fairly easy in the end. Chris?
The only thing about this fight that really surprised me was how much of it was on the ground. Yeah, I expected it to be a bit more of a stand-up fight with their wushu backgrounds.
I think you've got to expect now that anyone's going to take Team Lakay down, because it's been exposed that their weakness is on the ground.
Yep.
Although they've improved a lot, but you saw Kevin Bellingon with Bibiano Fernandez in Tokyo. It's the same thing happened. You saw Benario against Shinya Aoki, again, submission on the ground. So same thing happened with Geje earlier on the card. But yeah, the crowd loved it. Very big pop for Joshua. I think it was good for Team Lakay to end the year like that. They'd had a torrid time in 2019. Andrew, why don't you run us through that stat?
Yeah, well, obviously he got the belt wrapped around his waist, but we got to take a moment to remember how old Passio is. I mean, considering he's had, if you don't include his loss to Satura earlier this year in January, which he avenged, he would have been on a 6-fight win streak, and he's 23 years old, and he looked that comfortable on the ground. I mean,
the passion, Joshua Passio.
Yeah.
I have a stat for you, actually. The Team Lakay had 4 titles beginning of the year. They only had 1 at the end, and they lost all 4 in the course of the year. Passio did regain it, as Andrew said. But yeah, tough time for Lakay. Good to see them bounce back. Chris, they've had a lot of bashers, as they say.
Yeah.
The bashers were out in force, and they made sure to hit back at the bashers in the press conference.
Well, it's good to see them as well get the title back in the Philippines, especially because they fight all over the world. They're always game to go and fight anywhere, but it's nice to see them win it back in front of the home ground, and
lovely
at least
dudes.
we'll have a big Filipino card sometime in the next year.
I think January 31st they're back in Manila with 1. I'm sure they'll be loading the card up again with the Lakay guys. As we said, it was 3-0. Eduard, Folayang. Andrew, why don't you
Eduard,
fill us in?
Folayang versus Amasana Sugoku. I hope I'm getting that right.
Pal. Nailed
Filipino versus the Mongolian in the lightweight round, and it was Folayang by round 2 technical decision, but that was what it was down as. How would you guys
Well,
have put it?
Chris is going to have to talk us through this one because I was actually in the back interviewing Stamp Fairtex. I missed this fight completely. I heard it was a pretty nasty cut, accidental clash of heads.
Yeah, it was
and a
an
technical decision.
Yeah, accidental headbutt, technical decision. It started off as a really good fight, really good pace. Both people trading blows. Second round, just really more the same. I was actually surprised that Amasawa Sogoku's... sorry, it's a hard one to pronounce.
Whose was worse there? I don't know. Maybe I'll have a go in a minute.
We'll say sorry to our Mongolian fans.
Sorry, guys.
All three of you out there. Folayang looked slightly bigger, and then just as it went on and there was a slight headbutt, I didn't really see it clearly.
Did you think it was like a hook at first? I thought he got him with a left hook, actually.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a hook, but I don't know if it was a hook and then a headbutt that opened it up further.
Yeah, it could have been that.
But the cut did bleed a lot, but it didn't seem particularly deep to me. I've seen worse cuts.
True. Who'd you have before that moment? Who'd you think was on top there?
See, it's very hard for me to score it because I'm a big fan of Folayang. So I've known him for a very long time. And Sogoku, he surprised me a lot more. So sometimes when you see someone surprise you, you tend to give them a bit of an edge. But I probably think second time watching it, I thought Folayang was probably doing the business.
Maybe there was some hometown help.
A little
from
bit of
the judges,
hometown help,
perhaps.
yeah. What did you think of the whole situation?
Well, I was furious. I was caught up backstage. I had to wait for all the Thai journalists to finish doing a group interview with Stamp. I was like, oh, damn it. I could hear the crowd going nuts outside. We were pretty close, could still hear everything. Got back out. They were running the package for the main event. I just still haven't seen it. It's been such a whirlwind since even getting back. I'm going to have to take your word for it, guys. So,
Well, Folayang, I think, looked like he definitely experienced, got that distance management, very comfortable kicking as well. We have to remember that he lost to Eddie Alvarez in August and Shinya Aoki earlier there, so obviously it's very nice to get the win. Yeah. Is that how you would...
Yeah,
You did get the win, right?
Technical win.
I said redemption in my report.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
If it's a technical decision, it's a technical win, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah.
They all count. It was a hat-trick of wins, wasn't it, for Team Lakay?
Yes, that's right.
Geje, talk us through.
Yeah, Geje Eustaquio, if I got that right as well.
Mr. Gravity, that's his name.
From the Philippines, definitely bring people to the floor. With Tony Tony Tauru from Finland, 34-year-old. This was in the flyweight, and this was Gravities by third round knockout. What do you guys think?
I love this fight. I really did. Again, similar to the main event where Joshua was in trouble with Rene Catalan, Geje looked like he was very close to being finished or stopped in the first round by submission. Tony took his back, and it seemed like 4 minutes he had him on the ground. Maybe they stood up just before the end of the round, but to his credit, Geje survived, and he said, "We drilled that 1,000 times. That's what I'm saying. Team Lakay, people are going for that weakness on the ground with them, but they're learning. That was practice makes perfect there. It shows they're improving their skills there.
This was definitely probably my fight of the night. I thought it had everything. I thought it had a good combination of ground game, defense on the ground, a good stand-up. I mean, the finish was pretty fantastic.
Spinning back kick, I believe.
Felt that,
yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
To the liver. Yeah. Looked painful.
Yeah. And if you've ever been hit in the liver, it does hurt. It's not a nice way to go down.
Yeah, and Geje said afterwards to all the Team Lakay bashers, how about that? And the crowd went crazy. It was pretty emphatic riposte, shall we say, to the haters who have been dogging Team Lakay all year. As we said, 3-0.
Yeah, definitely a good win there for Gravity because his record was
back in the mix for the title, perhaps.
It was a little bit mixed in his recent fights.
Well, it was a big knockout he suffered last time in Manila in August from Yuya Wakamatsu. So good for Geje, love the dude. Very happy for Coach Mark Sanjao. I know those guys work very hard up in the mountains in Baguio. I hope I pronounced that right, guys.
It would be nice to see what they've actually done to change the camp, because if you actually look at it, they've all had a bit of adversity in this on this card, on the ground, and they've all dealt with it really well. It would be quite nice to see if they've actually gone out there and looked to bring in a specialist wrestler or specialist grappler. I'm sure they have. They're a very well-run team. But it would just be nice to know, see what they're doing.
Let's go. Let's check it out.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
I heard it's cold though.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if I want that right now.
Let's wait until the springtime.
Yeah. Okay, Andrew. Move us on.
Next, we've got Bi basically the star of the show, Stamp Fairtex, you could say, beating Bi Nguyen in the atomweight division. That was Stamp's quite comfortably by unanimous decision. In fact, I should let you guys reflect on that.
Yeah, 3-0 for Stamp now in MMA. Pretty emphatic, I thought. I couldn't argue anything in Bi Nguyen's favor. I thought she tried her best. She was in it, but Stamp just had it under control, I thought.
Yeah, actually, the fight was... I'm surprised it actually went 3 rounds just because Stamp is so good in the stand-up.
It says a lot to B's
yeah, it does
resilience.
say her resilience. She could handle almost everything that was thrown at her. Fantastic fighter, but maybe she just hasn't got that level of striking to deal with Stamp.
I think her only chance was getting the takedown.
Yeah.
And, she's probably superior on the ground to Stamp because Stamp is a Muay Thai and kickboxing champion with one, very inexperienced at MMA. But B couldn't get that. She was the range was Stamp had the range and the height and
the reach.
Yeah. I think B was confident, but I always thought Stamp would get it. And now
how far do you think she's going to go in her MMA career?
Well, she says she wants 4 more fights before she challenges for the title. I bet she wants to focus fully on MMA now. It means she's coming for Angela Lee. It sounds like if Angela hangs around in this division, but. I think I managed to get her to say May Yamaguchi next.
That's probably the one.
May's in line for a shot, so that would be a good decider. If you're May, maybe you wait for Angela.
Yeah,
22 by the way, she is.
Yeah, and she's awesome. I asked her about the Stamp dance. I had no idea what the song was. Shows my lack of knowledge of K-pop. Yeah. Andrew, you put a first in on what that was.
I mean, I've got to sort of hold it back and pretend like I don't know much, but she surely said it was Big Bang's
she
song,
did.
Right? Yeah,
Bang 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 or something.
It's a big song in the whole of Asia back then. It's a little bit old, but you know what?
I've got to brush up on my K-pop.
Yeah.
I think she made her. Did she say about her choreography? I think she did that herself. Like that, I've never seen.
Oh, it was awesome. Got the crowd hyped up. I loved it. I took a whole video of it, put it on Instagram. It got a bunch of likes. For the SCMP martial arts count, follow it and like, please.
She has definitely got some star power.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think...
Bit of personality.
I think so.
Yeah, it's nice to see some personality in one because sometimes they do make it too much about the respect and the honour, and sometimes they should let people go out there and have a little bit more fun.
Oh, she had so much fun. And she was smiling and she was just devastated.
She's born to fight, isn't she?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Triple champion could be, 3-sport champion.
Yeah, that's it.
And
I think that's what one wants.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
She's huge in Thailand. I think that's a market one wants to break into a bit more. Will you move on, Andrew?
Last on the main, this is Paul Lumihi from Indonesia versus Kai Wen, who you wrote a recent feature on from China. Bantamweight division.
My word.
Need I say more? It was just a Lee first round KO. He was like a ragged dog.
Took this guy's head off.
Yeah.
Oh, it was hard to watch.
Just one of my favourite fighters. I mean, just his style, the haircut, the tattoos. It's like, here is a real bad ass.
Oh, you warned me. You said, watch out for this guy on this show. Yeah. I'd not really seen much of Lee Kai Wen before.
Yeah, just everything I've seen of him, even back in his Sando days, he has got a great stand-up game, great all-round skills.
Gone for 16 months.
And he is built.
Yeah. To come back and do that. I thought he came out the gate with the flying knee like Masvidal.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh my God, he's going to get him here. Paul Lumi, he survived just enough. Then he nearly submitted him with an anaconda choke. He finally got back up. He staggered him with a left hook, I think, then the right uppercut. And boom, he was on the floor. Stretcher came out. Lumi was motionless. It's one of those where you're really worried for the other guy, and they put him on the stretcher. He came right past the media, blood coming out of his nose, and they were asking him, Paul, can you raise your arm if you can hear us? And he was not responsive. I hope he's okay. I'm sure he got some medical attention. But Lee followed right behind. I spoke to Lee afterwards. He is a crazy dude. Really like this guy. Just his look is awesome. The tattoos and everything.
Yeah.
He's can speak good English.
Yeah.
I think he has one English parent or something. Okay. I'm not entirely sure. Very good English, and I just think this guy's a star if they can market him right. I don't know where you go next. John Linacre, perhaps, that bantamweight division. He says he's not scared of anyone.
He does have that explosive power, and that's what I want to see.
Very exciting. I mean, he's now currently on a 4-fight win streak after that, but that's only sort of cut apart due to a loss to illegal strikes 2 years ago. And he's also lost to Martin Nguyen as well.
Yeah. He wants to be, told me, featherweight and bantamweight champion, so that could be a rematch with Martin down the line. I just like this dude. He's my new guy. I'm gonna just be a Kai Wen guy.
Yeah, that's and the China flags out.
Hopefully he can fight again soon. He didn't take much damage.
True.
Yeah. We have one on the undercard.
We do. I mean, I'm sure you guys have all seen
We've
it.
been looking forward to this one. This is
Gustavo
our other guy.
Ballard, Robin Catalan.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that?
I was in tears for my man.
Yeah, I'm just such
My
a
hero.
big Gustavo Ballard fan. I think in every
love him.
fight, an Olympic wrestler, quarterfinals in the Olympics, great credentials. Never seen him wrestle in a single fight. He just wants to stand and bang. It's like, this is all it's made to
4'11"
be.
of him.
Yeah. Same Olympic team as Yo Romero, good friends, both training out in Miami, I believe.
There you go.
So, close friends. He is shorter than Yo Romero's daughter, which is a nice fact out there. But he is 4'11" of all Cuban meat.
He's stacked. The guy walked around the hotel and the arena. He's monstrously thick.
Yeah, he's
you've seen his legs, right?
He's about as wide as he is tall.
Yeah, he's.
Anyone who hangs out with Yoel, it must be
Yeah.
scary human anyway.
It was pretty scary knockout. Robin Catalan caught him with a left kick right on the head, right on the button, face planted in the middle of the ring.
What did you think of the fight before the knockout?
It was going really well. I was loving it. Yeah, I thought Gustavo was really in it. I couldn't really see who was ahead.
I kind of. It looked like he was sort of diving into a pool when he got knocked out.
It was one of those
horrible.
you just hate to see. You hope they're all right. I can say he walked out of there. He was a bit loose and staggering on his feet when he got up, but he was fine when he was walking back past the media into the backstage. No stretcher or medical help needed. We hate to see our man Gustavo suffer.
Yeah,
SCMP loves Gustavo.
I want to see him fight more.
Yeah.
I want to see him be a bit more active. It's just a shame, really, because he is maybe just a touch too short for that division.
4'11", I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's very small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did have I think 3 or 4 inch height disadvantage. I mean, back in Titan FC in Florida in the southeast of the States, he used to generally fight atom weight. So another 10 pounds below what he's fighting now, obviously with a weight cut. So does make you think that is he in the wrong weight division?
Any other fights on the card that caught your eye, or we can wrap this one up?
There was one good Muay Thai fight down the card a little bit. Suzuko was a pretty good fight, pretty good Muay Thai fight. Both pretty young guys going for it. That's the only real one that stood out. It's a pretty good undercard. It does start off, I think, with a submission and 2 knockouts, which is
We had a
great
good
way to
knockout from the
start
South Korean against Nunes, right?
against, was it Rafael Nunes?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that was a fantastic
brutal,
fight.
But one moves on
What did
to
you?
Beijing, I think.
Yeah, Age of Dragons.
Age of Dragons is coming up. It's a pretty bad card. In my opinion, I cannot see much there. I think the Tokyo card really was everything. It's stacked it too much, perhaps. It's left Beijing and Singapore a little bit light, and KL at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Well, we might uncover a couple of gems.
Yeah, I feel this card is probably a bigger card out there for the Muay Thai and kickboxing fans, because I think this is what this card's really offering.
True.
Well, one's always a bit of fun. And they've announced some events for next year. Yeah, I think we start off in Jakarta. I'm not sure. I know we're back in Manila end of January. And then Tokyo early April. And then they're coming to Macau near us.
Okay.
We shall have to go there out in force. Anyway, I'm getting the go home queue. We're going to wrap this one up, boys. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to SCMP Martial Arts on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Leave us a comment down below. Tell us what you think. Team Lakay got the job done. Cheers for watching, guys.
Fancy.
See you next time.
12 rounds, ding ding. Sick and tired of the whole damn thing, yeah. Stick a move in the ring. You can hit me with the words you fling.